them are more than pals. Our show can be a little gay, but if you're not, that's okay. You can listen and have fun either way. Xena, Star Wars, Doctor Who, guests and music and reviews. Game of Thrones, Winona too. We promise there's something for you. She nerds out. We're girls that like nerdy things. Nerdy things.
Hello and welcome to the She Nerds Out podcast. I'm Kat.
I'm Wendy.
This is Tara.
On today's episode, we got some nerd news. We are going to talk about what we've been watching. And you know what we got? We got a mail sack. But first, Wendy, you know what I'm going to ask you.
What?
What day is it?
Oh, what day is it? Well, look at this. On August 30th, it's National Beach Day. It's one of those things that say, oh, you live in LA, you can go to the beach.
What are your thoughts on the beach? Yeah, what are your thoughts on the beach? My thoughts, this is Tara. I think beach is overrated.
Wow.
Yeah, me too.
Breaking news. Hot take.
Nah, I could take it or leave it. Usually leave it.
Wow.
I like
sandy.
the beach.
It's hot.
It's very sandy.
You got to park and then you got to walk.
That's fair.
And then
It
it's
is
hot.
It's a schlep.
Yeah.
And the water is cold.
crowded.
There's no warm water in LA. It's freezing. It's a misconception. Even
That
in
is
the
very
middle
cold.
of summer, it's
It's
freezing.
very cold. It's always
I'm
cold.
with you.
gotta-
It's hard to get to. It's usually crowded. I prefer a harbor with boats and shops and restaurants.
Same. Like I'd rather like
Categories.
go to San Diego or something and walk around the harbor.
Yeah.
What do we feel about beaches not in California? Have you been to a have you been to a tropical beach?
Yeah,
It
if I'm
is-
staying
that
on
is-
a resort
is-
and the beach is like right there,
I want my private beach.
or I'd like have a private beach.
Tropical
which is
beaches are kind of my jam. I love going on a tropical vacation with the beach.
tropical's nice.
Get one of those reclining lounge chairs.
Look, you're expected to wear
bar
swimsuits
there.
too, and I'm not rocking that right now.
Well, I mean,
I'm all pale.
I wear a daikini,
ghostly.
so
A bikini.
it's like basically a sports bra and shorts.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I like
You know,
that.
I do what I want.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like my poor skin would just melt. It has
Well, that's
sun
fair.
so
You're
long.
very fair.
I'm
That's
very
true.
fair.
I'm a tanner, man. I tan
Really?
good.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Burn. Well, kind of following that theme. August 31st is Eat Outside Day.
Oh,
Outside, but I do like eating outside, like in a
Eating on the
patio.
beach, even worse.
I'm not saying eat on
Gross.
the
Everything gets crunchy. You got like sand and everything.
True. You know what the next day is? September 1st. It's September. It should be fall rolling in.
You know what
but
that
it's not.
day
It's gonna
is?
be like 100 degrees here.
You know what that day is in Tara's house? First of all, it is going to be 106 that day, which is fucking outrageous.
I think I know what day it is at Tara's house.
Start decorating for Halloween Day.
Fucking Halloween time, baby.
Halloween.
Halloweeny.
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna be putting on my daikini to put up some Halloween in the 106-degree heat.
Is it really
that's-
supposed to be 106?
Yes, out here
Tara
it
is.
106.
You know,
man.
I'm sick of living in places where it should be fall and it's 100. I've just between Texas and this place. I'm just tired of it. I want to live where it's actually fall.
At least global
sick
warming
of it.
isn't a thing.
Ugh,
You should look into Canada.
I might. I like
Wonder-
Canada.
Canada might be your spot.
I've only been once, but I like it.
They have all the seasons.
Trying to look for another exciting day. Blueberry popsicle day is the second.
Ew.
That is so specific.
Gross.
I know, very specific.
Have you ever had they make blueberry popsicles?
I don't know, but I
Why?
like popsicles.
And why do they have their own day?
Yeah.
Everybody has their own day. We should have National
God.
Snot Day.
What's our day? What day should we should pick a day? Is it
Maybe
like our day?
anniversary, maybe.
Yeah.
When we were born, our first podcast.
Snop was
Jump
born.
ahead a couple, and it's National Wildlife Day. I get behind
Oh,
that.
that's
I like
nice.
wildlife.
That's nice.
Do you like that?
I love beach wildlife. You see some dolphins out there.
Yeah, I love
Some
wildlife.
pelicans. There's nothing I love more than seeing one of those pelican V formations just cruising right above. Come on, that is a beautiful sight, Tara.
I'm not dissing on the animals and the wildlife. I mean, love that. But like the beach going day, a beach day experience is just not for me. I just take my day experience up to the mountains where it's cooler.
I think we should go to the beach. I'm going to show you a great beach day. What if I carry all the stuff? What if I have like a little cart?
Right.
I'm
Keep
down to go
talking.
to a beach if someone else does all the work. I'm good.
Yeah.
I want to show you guys a good day at the beach.
I do, however, enjoy the dog beach. I used to love taking row there because
Down in
like
Long Beach.
I just have to like put my feet in and throw the ball. Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
We had a very bad experience there, so we don't ever.
Oh,
we've never been
no.
back.
Uh-oh.
Cooper was attacked. It was great.
Oh my God.
Horrifying.
Oh, that's always the
It's okay.
risk.
He made it out. He made it out alive. It was like 13 years ago.
Oh, poor guy.
Anyway, let's talk about something else.
Yes, let's.
Hey, big news. Big weekend. We had a great weekend at Clexacon. It started out, I'm sure Tara's going to tell us all about it. I got there, my wife, Leah, she was on a panel.
We get it. You're married. Congratulations.
So we were cruising down there to go check it out. Met up with Wendy and our friend Noe, of course.
And Lori was there.
And Wendy gets a frantic text from our friend Tara here. Tara, how'd that go?
I was traveling down because I wanted to get there for Leah's panel, which is at 2, and my panel's at 4 that I was moderating.
Yeah, it's perfect.
So I left my house at around noon. And when I left, well, an hour before that, when Wendy left, it said because from her house it was going to take about an hour, which is about normal. It's like a normal.
That's
trip,
about how
right?
long
Even
it
from
took
my house, it's about the same. I have to get down to like where Disneyland is. But when I checked around noon, it's all of a sudden said an hour and 35 minutes. And it's like, well, shit. Okay, I got to get there. All right, I'll still get there in time. It's cool. I'll just like valet, just like go right in. And then I'm on my way, going down the 405 right by the Getty Center. And then we just stop. And it keeps adding time. All of a sudden it goes from, okay, you're going to arrive around 1:40 to, now it's 2:10 and arrive. And then it gets up to 2:20. And then we're still, I'm sitting there for like 20, 25 minutes. Cars are starting to turn around on the freeway, go the wrong way on the freeway, and then created their own off ramp from the on ramp that was right behind us, just like one after the other. And I'm like, do they know something I like is never going to open? Is it like
it's like zombies attacking or something?
Accidents? So eventually it started moving again. And the most frustrating thing is when you sit like that, and then I was expecting like, okay, where's this horrible accident? I'm going to pass it. Got it off the side. There's going to be lights and sirens everywhere. No, never saw anything. So
this has happened to me before where it's like, you literally stopped and like for like maybe 5 minutes, that 5 minutes feels like an hour.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine you must have been losing your goddamn mind.
Yeah. People were like sitting outside their cars at that point and just like chilling on the freeway.
We live here now.
Yeah. This is our home. Meet your neighbors. What things can we share? Can we barter?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, it was just because people were still coming onto the freeway on the on ramp, and the other people.
No, don't do it.
I was like, oh my god, you got idiots are gonna cause another huge accident. Jeez.
So you missed Leah's panel.
I missed Leah's panel, and then I had to call the program director of Clexacon, and she didn't pick up. But I was gonna have to be like, I don't know, I might. I guess I think I'm gonna make it fine to mine, but like, just saying,
there's a chance
I can send my questions over if needed. But, yeah, I made it.
You did make it. Leah's panel was really good. It was great to see her. She had a good time. interesting panel. Wendy, did you enjoy
Yeah.
the editing, querying the narrative panel?
I love editing in general, and I'm always fascinated to know how it works in a professional editing capacity, and and even just more interesting to know how much they talked about, like, for one, so few women in the profession, and then how they can sort of, they have a lot of control over the final product more than whether it's just subtle changes they make that people don't notice. Like someone said, even cutting a line or zooming in a shot so you don't see as much cleavage. If to fighting for things that they say, hey, this line or this look or this whatever portrays something in a negative light, or and I liked how Leah said, their job is kind of most of the time, if everything's well written, well acted, well planned, everything, their job is just to basically not screw it up or enhance it. But sometimes, of course, as we know, they're asked to compensate for deficiencies in some particular area. But
it's all the time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have no doubt. Because and I get it. Having Tara and I've done stuff, and it's like, when you're editing, you're like, man, I wish we'd shot this. I wish we'd done this. I wish this had been different. But
sometimes
instead,
you run out of time. Sometimes you just can't get the shot. You got to move on, and
that's why they do a lot of reshoots. And sometimes if you can't do a reshoot, you just, like, even one of the editors said, they basically said, you need to reshoot things for this because we're not getting what we need,
right?
In the look and the eyes. And so, editors kind of like have a lot of power, and at the same time, maybe not much. And a lot of it depends on who you work for and with, and how collaborative and how supportive and all that. But yeah, I loved the panel.
It was a good panel. It was nice. It was good. It was good to see Leah up there
she did great
about her profession. Yeah, she did a great job.
Do people know what Clexacon is? Should we?
Maybe we should. Yeah. What is Clexacon, Tara?
If you're not familiar, it is basically in a queer convention, a queer kind of nerd convention, right up this podcast alley. So it's really just representation from across the industry. So everything, their main panel guests are almost, it's just queer characters from, a lot of them are sci-fi shows or the sci-fi shows,
genre stuff,
like genre shows. So, just over the years, they've had a wide variety. Way Hot has been there at, Winona Earp guests.
I feel like
over the years.
Clexa was one of Winona Earp's first big convention moments.
Yeah. And then, Root and Shaw, as Wendy can tell you, and this year they had like Javicia Leslie.
Clexa comes from, the name of the con is from the 100. It's like
Clark
iconic,
and Lexa. Yeah. So
I think it was born as a response to back then when Killing Your Gays and all that was going on. So they wanted a con, I think. And I'm
con
sorry,
of our own.
Con if I'm, but sort of like wanting to support and bring these people together. And that's what it came from.
So it was in Anaheim this year. Over the other years, it's been in Las Vegas. So this time it was in Southern California. So it makes it a lot easier for us.
It does, but man, I missed the Vegas vibe.
I'm so glad it was in Anaheim this year.
Me too. It was, yeah, true. But I did miss the Vegas vibe.
Oh my God, yeah. Vegas was fun, but
it's a vibe, right?
Yeah, it is a vibe.
It's just like you're there, you're kind of in this world, like you're in that world. It's not like here. Here it was fun, but it's like, to me, it was like, I've been to so many cons in Anaheim this year. It's like another con. You got to make the drive and the whole bit. And you're still kind of here. But to me, like going to Clexacon in Vegas was like going to a whole different little world for a weekend and then coming back.
Well, that's the thing. Like going away to a convention feels, you're right, you're in it. Yeah. There's no outside world for those 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, you're staying in the hotel. Everybody's just hanging out.
Yeah,
I miss that.
It's a different experience. And then Tara, we found you. You found us in the vendor hall, and that was cool. We kind of hung out for a little bit.
Yeah, and then I had to go do my panel,
and it was so good.
You did a great job, Tara.
I interviewed Cameron Grimes and Brock Powell, so that was my first time doing that.
Never forget your first.
All by myself without my
fellow
snoppers to help me.
I'll say this, Tara. I didn't know who those people were before you told me that you were going to interview them.
Neither did I.
And they were both very, very fun, engaging. It was the highlight of my weekend. It was so much fun. And Leah, too. Like, Leah was cracking up at everything. She then messaged Brock on Twitter and like was like, "Hey, I didn't know who you were,
Wow.
but you're awesome and like what you're doing. I love what you're
Oh,
doing."
that's
Like,
nice.
it was awesome. Like it really turned out to be a fantastic panel. He did a great job.
Yeah, they were, they're a married couple and they're both in the industry and they're both openly bisexual. And Cameron is one half of the lesbian couple, or I should say they're a lesbian coupling on The Young and the Restless. They first had the first same-sex couple marriage on Young and the Restless, and they're 50, 60, whatever year history. Not that you would
Unreal.
expect that to happen back in the 50s, but
That's fair.
really more recently that might be expected. But yeah, so and they had the coupling had their own panel later in the day. So but it was really fun. I it was a good experience. I did quite a bit of research as well. And yeah, they're just really fun. They made it easy. So it's nice when, they're not giving one word answers and they're kind of elaborating, and then it's just easy to kind of follow up with certain
for sure.
stuff. And so,
Yeah, it was great.
they both complimented my shirt. I had on my Endor shirt that I got at Comic-Con, which looks,
shirt.
it's like a button up. It looks like a cool, like lumberjack kind of
Or like,
vibe going.
oh,
the
right.
trees.
With the trees. Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
It's like a bowling shirt, right? Like a vintage bowling
It
shirt.
kind of looks like a
kinda.
bowling shirt, but on the back, it's got like the two axes crossed, and it's just like, I think it's it's almost like a tree cutting place on Endor.
That's really fun.
But yeah, it's really cute.
It's great.
They're both nerds, so that helps.
That always
lot.
helps.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we kind of cruised around a little bit, did a little shopping. Wendy picked up you got some shoot stuff, didn't you?
Yeah, a couple things. And
picture
something else I bought. Oh, a little Star Wars art.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I like seeing the fan art that you can get at Clexacon that you can't get other places.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was walking around hoping they had a meta, but the whole event
Oh, that's right.
that
Oh,
Kat
boy.
and I were, speaker moderators at, sponsored by Meta / Facebook.
Right.
As you may know, still not back on Facebook. Still can't get a hold of anybody. So I was like, all right, they gotta have like a freaking booth here or a rep. So I was going around asking, where are the Facebook people at? Nobody knew. They're incognito. And later they had a panel,
typical.
but it was the only time I had to go eat before the other panel we wanted to go to. And so then I just felt weird because I was like, I just want to see these people. So we're all like standing in the back of the
Identify
room,
them.
and it just felt a little weird. So
You could have shot your shot there, Tara.
yeah. But after seeing someone else shoot their shot, I'm glad I didn't. We'll talk
Well,
about
at
that
least
later.
your question would have been, a general sort of question that other people may could have.
First of all, I would never have asked that asked the
Of course
question
not,
in front of
'cause
other
you're not
people.
an insane person.
Ever. So
Anyway,
Yeah.
we'll get into that. in a
we'll get into that. Audience questions. Am I right?
second. God, you are right. So then Leah and I peeled off. We had to go home to relieve our dog sitter. And then we left you guys. You're going to have a bite to eat with everybody. And then, you guys continued on with your day, with your Clexacon experience. Do you want to talk about the League of Their Own situation?
Yeah, so we stayed. Wendy and I and Noe and Lori were all there. We wanted to see the League of Their Own creators. Had a panel. Let me get their names here. It was hold, please.
Holding.
I wanna get
Will
those right.
something or other.
Graham?
Yeah, Will and Desta, but I want to get there. Yeah. Dang it. I didn't realize it was so far back in my messages. All right. So the creators of League of Their Own were there, which is Desta, Tedros Ref, and Will Graham. So they had a panel that was a last minute add-on. So I'm sure Clexacon was scrambling to get anyone from League of Their Own, So last night at 7, they had just a short panel, and it was really good. just really good vibe in there. People were just like so excited. They talked about a lot about the two storylines going on and how cool, a lot of what we talked about last week, and
How
just a
packed
lot of
was it? Was it a full house?
Not full, but it was pretty
No.
decently packed. I don't know
Okay.
how it compared to.
More
I
than
didn't see any of the other
half.
panels, but yeah, more than
Yeah.
half. It seemed to have a good crowd for a last minute 7 p.m. ad panel.
Okay.
Yeah.
It didn't have any of the stars of the show.
Right.
Got it.
So, and it was really interesting, just kind of about how the concept came to be, the amount of, liberties that some of the cast took in creating their characters and just kind of the behind the scenes stuff. It was very interesting. The Desta, I'm just going to say it. She's a very attractive person.
Okay.
Just putting it right out there.
Wow, you just said it.
I was
You
like,
just did it.
oh, damn. Me and Noah were like, damn. And she made the comment. Well, Will said, oh, my partner, my husband's right there. And then Desta said, oh, my wife, she's right there too. So they were both like, oh, damn it. Oh, man.
Shit.
And then Desta was talking about, we wanted to create these moments and talking about the not just queer relationships, but the queer friendships that you don't normally get to see. And those relationships and how she thinks like that, those are even feel more real to us than just these, love affairs that are so exciting. And,
Sure.
that's what needs representation as much as anything else.
That's awesome.
She
I
said,
love
we
that.
really want to represent, and then when it gets to those kind of love affairs, we wanted, to kind of really capture those, like, the first time you kind of like see someone from across the room that's, that's like, oh, okay. And you kind of have that connection. And then me and Noe were joking. We're like we're having with her right now. So we're being those total creepers.
Oh, I'm sure I can hear it now.
Like, oh yeah, I know how that feels.
I can hear Noe's laugh right now.
But
I was so locked into the panel. I didn't even hear you guys doing that.
Yeah, no, well, we were, but it's just like, but just the way she was explaining it, especially those relationships, it's so true.
Yeah.
That's what's so refreshing about this show. It's like not everyone's trying to hook up with everyone. No offense, L Word, but like that, L Word has
Not
some
reality.
other kinds of relationships, but this just feels really genuine and doesn't feel forced, and so I'm glad that they brought that up. But I liked it.
cool.
I really enjoyed it. Vibe was really good. Then they asked her audience questions, and so the first person stood up and said, "Oh, have you heard anything about season 2?" Fair question. Everyone's wondering it. Noe was even said how she's going to ask it, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we just need everybody to watch it. Amazon's still gathering data for like a month out, so even though we've been number 1 for a couple weeks now, which is really great. Just make sure that." You keep telling people to watch the show, keep recommending it, because it's such a big show that we need a lot of viewers and some really good numbers to make sure it gets renewed.
Yeah.
And so then somebody else asked a question. I can't remember what it was, but another relevant question.
Okay.
Kind of
Great.
moved it forward a little bit. Everybody, and at that point, like I just remember after that second question, like everybody was just like cheering, was just like so excited, and then like the panel was wrapping up, and the moderator Dana was like, "Okay, we have time for one more question." Then this question comes from this group of women that came in about 10 minutes into the panel, kind of just like came in, shuffled into the row, sat down.
Were they next
and
to
so
you,
this
or
person-
like where
they were like one
Rose up.
a couple rows
Okay.
up, like, but I don't think there was anyone in the row in front of us, but they're like
Okay.
maybe one, and so this woman raises her hand, she's sitting there, and she's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, sure." And there was like 5 other people across the thing that raised their hands, right? She just happened to pick this one.
Of course.
And so this person stands up, and then her friend or someone, whoever's next to her, is like, because they have to run the mics over, and so the friend's like, yeah, make sure you can just use your director voice. And I was like, okay, that whatever, that just is
Red
sounds
flag
annoying.
number 1.
Red flag. Yeah, I'm just like, okay, whatever. Just all right, snarky, friend, whatever.
Yeah, weird.
And then so they finally get the mic to her, and she's like, oh, I can't even put this. He's like, oh yeah, funny you should say that. My friend right here, this lovely lady right here, just said, why don't you just use your director voice.
Fuck you.
And oddly enough, that's really what I am a director. And so my question for you is completely like not joking or like getting to, I'm wondering, I'd really like to shadow you guys on set, come see your process. So I just want to see, if you think that's possible, I just want to, as a director, just come shadow you, see how guys, how things work over there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The vibe in that fucking room.
I can describe the look on Sarah's face right now.
Was everyone was like,
Yeah.
just like what? Just like fucking deflated the room. Desta and Will, just like I only could look up at them for like 5 seconds because they're just kind of like,
It definitely had this look like, how do we respond to this?
like, like it took several as you could just see, and then like Desta wasn't saying anything, and then Will was just like, out of the deepest kindness of his heart to not fucking him. I would just be like, sit the F down.
Who the fuck are
Just
you?
be like, yeah, I mean, you should have heard like the warmness in his voice, like the whole rest of the time. But like when this happened, he was just like, yeah, I mean, if you want to like stick around, maybe we could get your details or something, like if you just want to hang out in the back.
It's very
And it was
gracious
just like,
of him to entertain this person for even a second.
What are you directing? What kind of you're pathetic. You're not a professional. You're fucking get a lot. Like, sit down. This isn't about you.
Exactly.
And it's like, don't tell me that's shooting your shot. Like, you just fucking took away someone else's moment. That's not shooting your shot.
Yeah.
So totally
It's gross.
self-serving, gross. Like, and all of her friends were like, oh yeah, bold move. Like, shut the fuck up. I got a director sitting right next to me who's a professional and a really nice person and who would never do that shit.
Never. Wendy is a professional
name's
director.
Wendy Woody.
Are you talking about me?
Yeah.
Yes, Wendy, you. This is you.
And I'm just like thinking about how many other professionals are in this audience right now.
Oh, yeah.
It's an industry like that would never get as much as everyone would want to have a chance to shadow on the set of League of Their Own.
Of course.
Any of us could have stood up. Any professional, like Leah as a professional editor on many high level would never stand up and be like, hey, I'm an editor and I just can I like shadow your editors?
She would rather die.
Fuck.
It is, I can't, it's hard to, there are no words to describe how it's just the worst move. It's the worst move. It's gross.
It's completely deflated. Like, I'm telling you, like, up until that second to last, even after that last, people were just like, woohoo, like, we're so excited. This is such a great, like, vibe. There's, like, the feeling we had talked all about, like, yeah, everyone feels so, like, represented more than just, for the lesbianism, just, like, the queerness, like, the relationships and just how great, how much it's meant to people and all the different nuances and, man. And then so just after that question was kind of like, okay, kind of like Dana's like, okay, well, thanks so much for being here.
Ended on that?
Yeah, it literally ended. Like, that was it.
Yeah.
She was just like, okay, well, what else could she do? Because she spent like literally the last minute. So that like pushed it over.
Yeah.
And she's just like, okay, great. Well, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for
Such
Will
a
and Dustin.
bummer.
It's like, it just
see, this is why you
rubbed me the wrong way.
don't open up questions to the audience.
Or at least at Comic-Con. I mean, I know it's hard. Have a mic that people come up to. You have someone standing at the mic. You tell them real quick what your question is.
Oh,
Right.
that's
Yeah.
smart.
At Comic-Con, like, they tell you, like, before, if you want to ask a question, you go to the mic, like, towards the middle, or sometimes even they have you do it at the beginning. And then you kind of stand over to the side where the mic is, and that's where you watch, like, the last part of the panel from, and you have a person that you are telling. They're basically screening your questions before you ask them.
For good reason.
Do you then
Yeah.
ask, or does the person that you've told ask?
You get to ask your question, but like you go and you tell the person. I mean, there's always that chance that they could just
They
be lying to you.
lie,
But
yeah.
at that point, like,
You just like,
someone's
that-
there and they can
that
fucking be
mic.
like, no, right? Be like, no, like, yeah, but at least it was cringier to me. Like when people say, "Can I have a hug?" That's their question. Can I have a hug? Or in Lucy's case, can you do the Xena yell?
Yeah.
right.
And
Same energy,
then,
right?
then can I
Like,
get a hug?
Yes,
It was even worse than that for me. At least there's like a genuineness when someone just like, I mean, I'm not. I don't want anyone to ask for a hug. Don't get me wrong.
No, but you're right.
It's totally still self-serving and
sort
terrible.
of like innocent, naivete.
Innocent.
That word?
Yes. Naivete. I know what you're going for. Yeah.
God damn it. AK is going to correct us on that.
I know.
But you're right.
Naiveness.
Great.
Yes.
Better.
An innocence.
But then to do this, what this douchebag did.
Yeah.
Is like, delusional. Just delusional.
Yeah.
Like, you really think they're going to be like, you know what? Yeah. I love the look of your super hipster. You're hired.
Love
I like
it.
the way.
Love it. That's
here,
no.
dude.
That's
What a
an
clown.
insult to freaking hipsters.
My bad.
Like this
I
is nothing.
apologize.
Like this person just
I apologize.
Oh God, I just like.
It's gross.
And I was just like, yikes. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Sit down.
So don't do this if you're
It's
listening.
not fucking about you. It's a celebration of the show, and you just fucking made it about you.
This is not shooting your shot.
Dick. Ugh. So mad about that. I'm so upset. Because I was feeling I was having such a good time. I was like, oh man, I'm so glad I came to this panel. I'm so glad I went, but like
soured it a bit.
Fucking God.
Whew. Well, there you go.
Anyway.
That was it? You guys took off after that?
That was it. Pretty much. Saw that person stand at the back of the room by themselves for a little bit, waiting for those people that at least they didn't show up.
Good.
Well, we were there. And then
fuck no.
So
they're backstage.
I really hope
can you fucking believe that person?
That is not encouraged in any way, shape, or form.
No, this is not. I went to a screening of, was it Lincoln? And Steven Spielberg was there, and I got to say hello and thank you to Steven Spielberg. He left. He wouldn't leave until everybody had their program signed. And someone actually brought a script. I actually got to witness this stereotypical joke of someone brought their script to Steven Spielberg. And he took it. He's like, this is great. This is my next project. No, he didn't even look at it. He can't look at it. Get out of here. Do you really think Steven Spielberg is going to take your script and be like, I'm going to read this. I'll give you some notes. Like, it's just crazy to me that people... There's just a way to do things.
Yeah. Hey, at least that person did it semi-privately, didn't take up time during his panel.
That's true. It was not a panel question.
You know what? If they're signing autographs and you want to go pay for your autograph and then go use your time to like randomly ask that stupid question, fine.
That's it. Make it your time. Not
take it away from the rest of us and deflate the whole room. Ugh.
Room deflator. Okay, well, great. And then on Sunday, guys, it was my day. Sunday was Kat's day.
It's all about you.
Big panel. It was a huge success.
With who? Katie Cassidy.
Katie Cassidy, star of Arrow and many other things. And there was even at one point during the panel where she turned to me and she said, Kat, that is the best question I've ever been asked in my entire life. Not just on a panel.
Wow.
you guys were there.
Yeah.
And at the very end, she led everyone in a standing ovation for me.
Wow.
That's amazing.
I could.
It was the greatest day of my life.
You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, Kat, I don't remember any of that actually happening.
I don't either. Was I there?
Oh. Yeah, you guys carried me off stage. It was like the end of Rudy.
Wow, that was great.
Chanting my name.
Kat, now that I think about it, I think Katie Cassidy had to cancel.
That's right. Maybe you dreamed this.
Oh, wait.
None of this happened. Did you
I'm
dream
pretty
that?
sure that she had to cancel the morning of your panel.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, my bad.
Sounds nice, though. That would have been nice. I'm sure it would have happened if she'd shown up.
So I woke up at 6 a.m. on Sunday. This morning. We're recording on Sunday.
Shocker. We weren't supposed to.
It would if this was if she hadn't canceled, we'd be there now, and I would be about to go on stage.
Really,
yeah, you'd be
right
20
now.
minutes out from your panel.
So I wake up at 6 a.m. to do a little more prep for this panel that I've been
Watch
working.
some more Arrow.
I'm working pretty hard on, guys.
Yeah.
And our dear friend Lori, who was going to be, should I say that she was handling Katie? this week?
Yeah, I mean, our friend Lori works for a group that, represents and works with certain, celebrities at conventions and things.
Yeah.
And she was
And
going to be working with Katie today.
She was actually going to be Katie's handler. It's like, oh, this is great. Lori and I are like on the same team. And so I wake up 6 a.m. and check my messages. And Lori says, you have a message from Lori. I'm like, oh, that's nice. I check the message. And it's very, very curt and abrupt, like, just got word, Katie canceled.
Oh no!
And I was like, what the fuck? You gotta be kidding. And so I'm scrolling. It's 6 a.m. Everyone's asleep, like normal people. I'm texting the woman, our friend Stacy, who books all the panels. I was texting her. I probably woke her up. I'm like, hey, Stacy, just got word. Katie canceled. She's like, I don't know. Check with this person. So finally at like 7:30 or so, someone's like, yeah, unfortunately, she's on set today. I was like, okay. So it's official.
And this was a big panel. This, it's like probably like third or fourth booking at the whole thing and on the main stage.
Main stage, guys. I was going to sit on those uncomfortable chairs in front of that step and repeat that everyone has seen.
But it's cool, Kat. I mean, it's not like you spend a lot of time preparing.
No, you were just going to wing it.
Guys, I have watched so much Arrow in the last couple of weeks. I am still kind of processing this whole thing. My wife is pretty upset.
Oh, God. So many weeks of preparing,
Yeah.
like your free time
Yeah.
to do this. And if you're not familiar with moderating, like they don't give you a list of questions. You got to do the research. You got to find stuff. You're responsible for carrying this panel and having things prepared and seeming like the
What you're
show,
talking about.
and you're responsible to do the fans a service
Exactly.
to ask good questions.
And actually, I saw a tweet this morning. Someone saying basically a good moderator is the champion of the audience. You are there to facilitate. You're a fan asking the questions that fans want to know.
Right.
So it's a big responsibility. People are there to see her, and you got to make sure that people are getting out of it what they want. So I don't take that lightly.
and that
And
you're
Tara,
not
you know,
asking,
it's a lot of pressure.
right? And especially like can only imagine what the research for the questions. We saw your question list of what you're going to ask and trying to figure out questions that haven't been asked a million times, or
Right.
just different takes on things that you that you can ask, and making it fun, but making it informative and
Right.
and
Also that she had, like you said, I want her to have a good time.
You could have asked Katie to shadow her on her project.
Oh, that was actually
was
one of
your
my questions.
chance.
That was one of my questions. Guys, there's 8 seasons of Arrow.
How much did you get?
Each
through? How much
season,
did you
except the
watch?
last season, there are 23 episodes a season.
Please tell me you didn't watch all of it.
No, that would have been impossible. But I got to a point where I was like, yeah, I feel pretty comfortable. I know this show. I know these characters. I understand her arc especially. Like, talk about a crazy fucking arc. Like,
Yeah.
she dies and then she comes back as a different like, it's crazy. But it was all like, yeah, I got this. I got this.
Yeah.
So
Now
needless
it's
to
just up
say,
there in your brain. for nothing.
yeah, it's great. Needless to say, wildly disappointed. These things happen. We know Caprell had to cancel, but that was like a month out, guys.
Right.
This was the morning of the fucking panel.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not upset about it. I'm just, going with the flow.
Stuff happens. You don't want to blame anyone, but
Of
man,
course,
does it suck.
it's life. It's life. So maybe one day, maybe if next year she comes back, maybe they'll give me the panel. I don't know. There's no
You should
guarantee.
demand the panel. Say, look, I did so much research on this.
So there you go. So decided not to go. I'm definitely not going to Clexacon today. Yeah, disappointed. And what are you gonna do? Hey, it's show business, right?
Yeah. So sad.
Tara, you did a great job. I'm very proud of you.
Thanks.
I'm very proud of you.
Well,
And I've not seen League of Their Own because I've been watching Arrow.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the new Game of Thrones spinoff. I've been watching Arrow. So
Yeah.
I'm so behind on everything. So today we're just kind of doing like we can't talk about anything because I haven't fucking watched anything.
We can talk about Arrow.
You guys want to talk about Arrow?
Let's do a deep dive.
Oh my
Or
god!
you could ask us. You could ask us
Malcolm-
Katie's questions.
Can
I
I?
don't wanna
Okay.
ruin it
Can I-
for next
can I-
year,
Can
but-
I throw a couple at you?
Sure.
Yeah, we can do our
see.
best.
Hold on. Hold please.
The more specific, the better. I think.
Super specific.
I'm gonna channel my Katie Cassidy.
I'll give you each one question for
Okay.
Katie.
All right.
I had this fucking intro. Like I was gonna kill this panel.
Oh yeah.
I have no
All right.
It was
doubt.
gonna be epic.
I got a pro for it. I got, a silver lining on this mess for you.
Okay, please.
Is that you don't gotta sit in that chair. One
I
thing
was so not looking forward to the chair.
when we went and looked at the main stage and Wendy, Kat, and I were just looking and we're like, man, those chairs, they're like the high top chairs,
It's
but
a
they're like
high-
high director type chairs.
Yeah.
But man, in my panel, like there had a table where the
I was-
mics are,
yeah.
but those are like the high top chairs. You use the handheld mics, but damn.
It's a.
You're
I
just
understand-
on display for everyone. You're like
just
stage
there.
height. And
I'm just
everything.
there.
There's no hiding anything.
can't
You
hide.
can't like cross your legs in a cute way.
No.
Not cute.
It's not cute. And like I know why they do it. It's because these beautiful people that you're sitting next to, people want to take pictures of them and you
Yeah.
don't want to have a mic in their face and you don't want to have tables in front of them. I get it. I don't like it. As being a moderator, like it looks so uncomfortable. I'm not a small person, guys. I'm tall and I'm big, okay? I take up a lot of space. I would not have been it's not a good look for me to be in a high director's chair.
Well, just even for anyone, it's just not a good angle. It doesn't create a good angle, especially if you get up there, you don't know what you're getting into, and you're in a skirt for some of those.
Oh, God
folks.
help them.
I've seen
mean-
that, and it's made me nervous.
It's
Yeah,
very
it's-
nerve wracking.
Made me nervous.
I mean, there's no table. You can't put your water anywhere.
Right.
Like
You can't-
it's so weird. Like it's awkward. I have a mic in one hand.
Right.
I have my questions and somehow. What if I
Right.
need to drink a water? I always get a like dry throat. I need to
And
drink water.
even like if you have your questions on an iPad now because you don't have anywhere to set paper, okay, you got to hold the iPad in one hand and then you got the mic in the other. How are you
gotta
going to scroll the iPad
scroll.
while you're beating around the mic
Yeah.
and you're around, you know?
Again, the panels are people are there not for the moderator, and it's very clear at Clexacon because they don't make it comfortable for the moderator.
They want you to be a fly on the wall. Like, where are those questions even coming from? I
It's
don't
just
know.
peeking behind the stage and just
Yeah,
be a voice.
but if you're clinking around the microphone and dropping your iPad on the floor, and you're like
what if I
constantly
fell
trying
off
to
the fucking chair? Can you imagine? Oh my
to the point you
God.
just fall over.
No, I'm sorry,
Sorry,
I missed
Katie.
that.
Katie, just give me a second to
Can you
catch
help
my
me up,
breath.
Katie?
Can you help me up? My neck. I
Oh
got a
no,
bad
Katie
back.
can't get down off the chair either. Okay, it's fine. I'll get myself up.
Can somebody send Cortina Law out here to help us?
Oh, we're not there today for you to. You could have gone to Katrina's panel and asked her to be
I know.
your wing woman, like you were gonna.
Yeah, she
'cause
still
that's not
owes me.
self-serving.
She
To go,
does.
oh yeah, ask her at the end.
I have a question for Katrina. You said you'd be my wing woman.
Hey, there's a really cute waitress in the bar.
Oh my God! You
Oh
could
my
have taken
God.
her to the bar. We had a very attractive waitress.
That waitress.
Oh, this is
you
true.
missed
This is a
out.
true bit of information.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, no,
Okay.
that's true. There was a very attractive waitress. So
Did-
all of us at the table were like,
Damn.
like at first no one spoke of it for a while.
And then I said, Tara, when she leaves, wait, I'm going to ask you something in a minute. And then the waitress was like, she's kind of hot, right? She's like, oh my
Yeah.
God, yes.
And we kind
you
of look,
didn't-
we're like, is it, she's this is really hot. And everyone's like, oh my God, thank you for saying something.
So then nothing? No game on that?
I gave her my number. When
No,
we
you
left.
did
I
not.
She
did.
totally did.
You did. Yes, Tara. Talk about shooting your
On
shot.
a business card, on that guy's business card that he gave us on the back.
You gave her Zach's number.
On it, I wrote, I don't know this guy.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, Tara.
No,
She shot her shot, man.
she hasn't texted me yet, but I'm still hopeful.
That's early, you know. She's
Hello,
probably waiting in line for the
Probably busy.
Katie Cassidy panel.
Yeah. Kind of busy.
All right. Well, you gotta keep us informed on this. You gave her Zach's fucking card.
I didn't have anything else to write on.
Amazing.
Wouldn't that be funny if then all of a sudden she ends up reaching out to him and he
Zach.
publicizes
Maybe.
her and it launches her career somehow?
Maybe that I just gave her a shot.
Maybe.
I just linked her up with Zach, the publicist. Making dreams come true.
What a wild weekend. Well, listen, I'm not asking you any gated questions. I'm over it.
Keep them in your pocket for
Fair
now.
I
enough.
just have to wait till next year, maybe.
Sensitive subjects. Okay.
Anyway, thank you guys for wanting to support me. It was very sweet of you to go back down there, schlep down there to Anaheim. So
Without question, we would have
That's-
slept, no problem.
Yes.
that's very sweet.
I was
Thank you.
excited too.
Without you, we didn't schlep.
No, you are our main attraction. Yeah.
I appreciate you guys. Thanks for saying it. I needed this laugh. I feel better.
Good.
Not quite as devastated as I was.
Oh man.
I'm glad we have this. Like honestly, like come on, this is what it's about. This is what I'm glad we have Snop. This is
Yeah.
what matters to me. I love the
Good.
Snop. So
Me too.
okay, I guess that's over.
Okay.
Let's move on. Let's
Right.
move on to what are we watching?
Okay.
And my answer is nothing,
Uh-huh.
unless we want to talk about
Arrow.
Arrow. What about you guys?
Well,
Well,
we've been watching League of Their Own, but we're going to get back to that
Yeah.
next time or sometime.
we
But
want to
have-
do it. It's give it its
It deserves its due,
Yeah.
man.
Well, and
We
I
keep-
want to fucking see it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm
You
gonna
should-
I'm
you
gonna
need to
watch
see
it
it.
this week, and then we can talk about it next weekend.
But we've also have been watching She-Hulk. The first 2 episodes of She-Hulk have hit Disney Plus, and it's definitely, I like how all the Marvel shows have all been different feels, and this is definitely the most probably just kind of goofy, funny. It's basically sitcom length show where we've got Tatiana. How do you say her name?
Maslany.
Maslany.
I think it's
Tatiana
maybe it's
Maslany.
Maslany.
Lonnie. I think
You're
it's
right.
Lonnie.
She's great.
Okay,
I
fine.
never watched Orange
Okay.
Black, but she's
Oh,
great.
listen,
It sounds
fine.
like Maslany. And I watched Orphan Black, so that's really sad.
But I think she's great. I think she's great as She-Hulk and, non-She-Hulk. Jennifer Walters, her lawyer side. But I like how it's just like the show's basically she's She-Hulk and everybody knows it. And, the first episode, she is with her brother or cousin, Bruce Banner, aka Hulk. And he's all like, they're hanging out and they have sort of like, then they have it's been a while since I've watched the premiere episode, but like they have like a Jeep wreck and she gets some of his Hulk blood in her.
Mhm.
Oh,
So
that's
next
what
thing you
happens?
know, that's how
Mhm.
she becomes She-Hulk.
Got it.
Yeah.
And so he's got to like prepare her for this. Like I've
Sure.
got to teach you how to be Hulk and control things and you understand your power. And then they have a line where he's trying to tell her that you got to control your anger, and a lot of people have jumped on this line where she's like, I control my anger every day when I'm catcalled, when I'm mansplained, when I'm this. It's like if I don't control my anger, I'm either like
I'm
I
a
could be
bitch.
murdered, I'm a bitch,
Yeah, or
I'm
a bitch,
this or
you're
that.
right.
Like
Yeah.
I do this every day.
I think she did say, I'm like, I'll literally be murdered. I could
Right.
be murdered.
Yes.
which I liked it. I thought it
Yeah,
was
that's a
great
I thought it
line.
was a good line and a good
That's
scene.
great.
And it's like, damn right. And so she actually has control of her Hulkness to where she can just like be a Hulk or not be a She-Hulk. Whatever.
That's
Yeah,
really
She
funny.
just-
It's a cool slant. I like that.
Mhm.
yeah. But she's also a lawyer, and she has her gig with her assistant, and she seems to be a pretty good, smart lawyer. But this trial that she's working on, so the show's kind of set up like she's explaining how she became She-Hulk, and then she goes into a trial, and her assistant knows. I think you're like her sister and Bruce are the only ones that know she's She-Hulk. But of course, during the trial, a villain comes in, and it's I gotta look up her name, but she's
No,
from
she's
the
The Good Place. Yeah.
I need to find a better article that I can reference.
While you're looking for that, you know who else is a lawyer? Laurel Lance on Arrow.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Oh dear!
Very
Became,
good.
Wow,
Assistant District Attorney in season 2.
interesting.
What a fun factoid.
I'm sure we're going to be hearing Arrow
I
factoids
have
from now
so
till.
many fun factoids.
But Nikki Ramos is her assistant, who seems like a fun assistant, Ginger Gonzaga. And then Jamila Jamil, am I saying that right? Is Tatiana.
Oh, cool.
Titania.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is this, she just like randomly storms in as a villain. So Tatiana Maslany, aka Jennifer Walters, the lawyer, her assistant's like, you got to bring out the She-Hulk. You got to be the She-Hulk, and you got to, save these people. And the villain's on there just like trashing the courtroom. And so she's like, all right, just gets all big and becomes She-Hulk and saves the day. So now everybody knows that she's She-Hulk. And
yeah. And I had heard that Jamila was going to be on the show, but this was more of like a bit part. So I assume maybe she's going to come back. Like, definitely. I mean, the whole thing, she just went into, it was like the fight scene in the courtroom.
That was it.
So I'm thinking maybe she ends up representing her, or, it's, who knows?
I think it's a setup. IMDb, hopefully it's a setup for a bigger part.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think it's going to be a bigger part for sure.
Titania. That's her super.
That's fun
name.
Titania. That's it. Not Titania.
Yeah. Tatiana. You're confusing that.
I know.
Who Desta from the League of Their Own? Tatiana Maslany vibes.
Oh,
Maslany. Cool. That's who reminds me of.
Who is she on?
Desta, who was on the League of Their Own panel. The co-creator.
Got it. Copy that. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that.
It looks like she is on multiple episodes. So I'm looking, and she wasn't on the second episode, but she is on like several others. So
great. Okay, so more to come.
And from what they set up in the second episode, we're basically now. She-Hulk can't get hired anywhere.
Yeah, she gets fired from her main job because
she caused such a scene that they lost the case. They caused a mistrial because, of course, there's a superhero fight, and then kind of like if your assistant DA can turn into She-Hulk, it can be a liability as far as intimidation or just give enough of a liability that people could say, well, we need a mistrial because. Just her presenting a case could be intimidating to the jury, or the jury knows her, and it can be,
right. Which they're not wrong. They're not wrong,
right?
So,
yeah.
So
she's in a lot. She's going to be in a lot of episodes, guys. So maybe she is like the big bad of the whole show.
Maybe
I think so.
The second episode kind of goes into more that Jennifer Walters now that she can't get a job. She's interviewing at different places. And so going forward, she finally gets an offer essentially from spoiler alerts. She gets an offer from the firm that was basically the case that was declared a mistrial. The people defending basically that she was going up against and would have, they came to her, the guy, and said, you know what, you would have won that case. You would have beat us if not for your She-Hulkness. So we want you to come work for us. No one else being a, DA or like, no one else is going to hire you, but we'll hire you because we have this new superhero division. But the twist is that you are going to be defending basically some shady villains, super villains. So it's kind of a choice. And I'm sure there'll be some super villains that are maybe wrongly accused or, I don't know. But for now, she's kind of having to deal with this, like, well, I got to take the job, right? Because it's my only option right now. But their whole thing is he's like, well, you're going to be, ahead of this super hero division, and I expect you to be in She-Hulk form at all times.
Oh shit!
While you're at work and while you're in trial, like
she's like, I gotta buy new clothes.
Yeah. So, and she says, fine, I have one condition. I want to pick my paralegal. So she brings her friend that was so she gets to come along.
Great.
But yeah, the episode was just getting good. Who was the oh my gosh, she gets told basically she has to go defend.
Well, it's Abomination is the character name. I guess, and I don't know much about Abomination, and I'm trying to figure out this character. Tim Roth plays, I guess, the human form of Abomination, and he's in
Nice.
this prison, but he essentially tried to kill Hulk at some point.
Oh.
And I'm pretty sure it was Hulk when he was Edward Norton's Hulk.
Yeah.
Well, I was looking.
I heard something. I saw something on Twitter about that, about them acknowledging the Ed
Right,
Norton
and
version.
then she's talking. Well, so she's got to, she's kind of conflicted because she. That's true. I think it was for that first Ed Norton film, because he tried to kill her cousin, and so she calls the cousin, but now Tim Roth is like, I've reformed. I choose not to be Abomination. He's all like this, innocent guy now, and so she calls Bruce sort of to get his permission to represent him, but and Bruce is like, you're just basically calling me to tell me that you're going to represent him, and she's like, yeah. But he even has a comment about how back when Abomination, I was a completely different guy, literally, and so they kind of reference
That's
that
funny.
part, and he's like, whatever, it was a long time ago, do what you gotta do.
Yeah, and
So
it's
she's gonna represent him.
he was also portrayed by Tim Roth in The Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton.
That's really cool.
in
Okay,
2008.
okay.
That's a fun callback.
It's a fun callback, and it'll probably get people to watch that movie who would have never otherwise watched it, just out of curiosity, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just to see what they're referring to. So she's signing on, and then she gets a call. Well, she calls the guy that's hiring her for this to say, yeah, I'm taking the job. I'm going to represent him. He's like, you might want to turn on your TV. And there's Abomination, like in like a fight club thing, like a fighting ring, basically being Abomination when he just told her, like, I'm not going to be Abomination anymore. So, and that's when you're kind of like, oh, okay, what's happening now? And then the episode's over.
Twist.
Yeah, then bam, it ends. Okay, so I did I would say math. It's not really math, but I was like, that was a short ass episode. So the first episode was about 27, 28 at least minutes from credits to credits, because Disney Plus always has like 6 minutes of credits in like 8 different languages. So there's always a lot after.
Sure. It's mostly just all the visual effects artists.
Yeah. And so, right. So of actual content, this episode had less than 22 minutes. It was like 21 minutes.
Whoa.
And 40 seconds or something
Very
like
short.
that. From
Yeah,
after the opening credits to actual
sitcom.
content of the episode. So it was by far, because you can say, yes, it's supposed to be sitcom format. It's not, I don't know. To me, it doesn't have any, it's a comedy series.
Right.
But even in the same tone, Hawkeye was at least 25 to 28 minutes each episode, at least. So this just, and I think there's like 10 episodes this season. So Winnie and I were kind of talking, maybe they would just had to meet that episode count and chop up one that they otherwise would have maybe put together. But it just felt really, and it was
Short.
getting good. Like, it was good.
This
It
is
was just
the
like
first episode or the second episode?
second episode. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. How
There's
long was the first-
9 episodes. Feels right.
How long was the first one? Do you know? Content only. Did you do that math?
Longer than that.
Okay.
Let me, I'm
I'm
going to
gonna
look.
see if there's anything that says. I don't.
Yeah,
see
just
anything.
the running length here. It was longer than
35
episode.
minutes according
Yeah,
to
it was,
IMDb.
and I think it was about 27 minutes of actual content.
Got it.
28
Okay.
minutes says the second one, so they're counting extra, probably
the
start to
whole
credit,
thing. Yeah, for sure.
opening credit to closing credit.
Total running time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
Interesting.
they have little after the credit things. Like the first one that she had this whole thing, like she's trying to figure out, now wait, if Steve Rogers never hooked up with, Carter, and then he like was frozen, and then he was blah blah blah. It's like he was kind of a virgin, right? Does that mean he's a virgin? and then later her cousin saying, no, he hooked up with some girls on the USO when he was in the army. He wasn't a virgin. And it ends with her like, Steve Rogers, fall, and then it just cuts off. And then this last one,
Okay.
like you meet her family too, which I will say her dad is what's his name? Mark Lynn Baker from, most people would say, Perfect Strangers. I would say
Oh yeah.
what was that movie he did? Greatest Year, whatever. But I also loved him in The Leftovers when he played Mark Lynn Baker as himself.
He played himself.
He played himself, and let me tell you, it was one of my favorite scenes that show ever did, and it was
That's fun.
awesome. And if you haven't seen The Leftovers or know the context of the show, it would sound weird. But it was so good. It was so good. He was great. Anyway, And it's my favorite episode.
I didn't realize he was still acting. That's
hero.
awesome.
Yeah, he plays her dad, and at the end, he's like they're getting her to do all these things, like hold the truck up while we fix the tires and hang the giant screen TV on the wall, putting her to work as She-Hulk. So I mean, people, it's this like any female driven. Just this feels like it's gonna be one of just looser comedy, fun throwaway Marvel shows. Maybe it'll end up going somewhere, but of course. The fanboys have been attacking it.
Of course.
They don't
what
like
a
the
fucking surprise.
CG. They don't like that it's a woman, blah, blah, blah. And it's not the best one. I don't know it's going to rank among the best that they've done, but it's fun and it's cute. And I like her a lot as both characters. Yeah, but it's fun. It's Marvel. Like, I'm good.
Awesome.
It's not trying to change the world.
No, just a fun little show introducing this character who maybe she'll show up somewhere else. Who knows?
Yeah.
I'll watch it. I'm definitely gonna watch it.
So I've also been watching a thing, Kat, called Light and Magic,
Tell
which
me.
you have to watch. It is the beginnings of ILM, and I think it goes through. I'm not sure what all it goes through. I think even through like Jurassic Park time, but by far so far my favorite has been in just progression of the effects and the original Star Wars, where George wanted to do, 2001 was sort of seems like the standard, but it was slow and it was, it wasn't what he wanted. He wanted dogfights in space. He wanted action. He wanted cameras moving and ships moving, and no one could do it. No one could do it. And he ends up finding this guy, John Dykstra, who he hires to assemble the team and figure it out. So he brings in all these people, Phil Tippett, Lauren Peterson, Dennis Muir, and Ken Ross. I mean, all these people whose names you just know. Richard Edlund.
Legends.
From Legends of the Business. And they just make it up. You got guys, I mean, some, they were obsessed with like stop motion and films and blah, blah, blah. And so
that must have been so much fun.
Oh, well, here, where their home base was? At a warehouse in Van Nuys, a mile from Terra. So we'll talk about our field trip in a second. But found this place. That Van Nuys warehouse was the birthplace of ILM. And they got people who just knew cameras or just knew engineering or just knew whatever. And they brought all their skills together and they would build they built the models. They built the cameras just from scratch. One was called like the Dykstra Flex, and they built all this up to get what they needed to do. And it was just, the 70s, and it just felt so cool. Just like these guys they didn't know what they're doing. They were just doing a job. They didn't know they were changing cinema forever.
Incredible.
And it's such an interesting look back at how this started. And then, I don't want to spoil too much about how it goes because you haven't watched it, but it is a fascinating show. If you ever loved the movies or the effects or how this all started, and there's the beginnings are always the most interesting part, but then it kind of gets, of course, into how computers started to play a part, how George was always on the forefront of like, what else can we do? What can we make? And like, how can computers are the way of the future. Like, how can we use this? And hiring people to say, figure out how we can use this going forward. So it's a fantastic show. They've got some amazing video footage from that time.
Wow.
Of both George filming Star Wars, of the guys working on the projects. I mean, they would they bought a big tin tub from like an airplane part place over there because it's by the Van Nuys airport. Yeah. And they just filled it up with cold water and they used it as a cooling tub during the hot summers of Van Nuys of working on this.
Like they would just jump into it?
Yeah. And then they took one of those inflatable little slides that you use to escape an airplane. Adorable. And they made a water slide, like a slip and slide. So that was how they
jokers.
It was a party, it was a family. They were working their butts off. And then George gets back from filming and they have 2 shots to show him. And that's when he's like, and then just how he had to hire people to sort of get them on track. But they spent, and who knows how much time was spent actually working really hard and how much was spent on the water slide. But I mean, I feel like they had to get to the point where they could even do the shots. They had to create the technology just to be able to start doing shots, and
technology had to catch up.
And then you've got all these great interviews with other, like Ron Howard and Steven Spielberg and James Cameron and directors and people in the business that were like, this is why I got in the business. I mean, it's, when I saw this movie, it changed my life. And that's why
it's so incredible how many people we've seen say that. about Star Wars.
Well, that's my whole thought of why we have such a strong genre nerd culture of film and TV now, because the people doing it were the ones they saw this,
Star
it
Wars
changed their
fans.
life, they got in the business, and then they at this point they have the power and the positions and the money to do what they want to do, and they want to do this. You got Jon Favreau doing The Mandalorian. You got with what's his name, who
Dave
does it with him?
Filoni.
Dave
Yeah.
Filoni, who was influenced, obviously. You know, J.J. Abrams is on here talking about it, and I think
Amazing.
that's a big reason why we have what we have now, is because
Yeah.
Star Wars put that in everybody's brains, and it was the reason so many of these people even got into the business. So
It changed filmmaking forever.
yeah, it changed
In
a lot.
so
It changed
many
my
ways.
life. I
So
mean, I don't
many
know
ways.
who I would be if Star Wars didn't hit me when it did, you know?
Yep, same.
Because would I be a nerd? I don't know. So yeah, it's without question, if you
I can't wait
love
to watch it.
this kind of thing,
Yeah.
you got to check it out. It's so good.
So Wendy
you-
kept talking all week about how I want to come see the warehouse. It's right by your house. Like whenever, next time we hang out, we got to go see this warehouse. And I was like, okay. So the last week I've been working on the pod pub. It's coming along.
Amazing.
I got a dartboard cabinet for the dartboard. So I hung that up, and I was like, you know what? To a point where I need darts. I don't know if you remember us talking about on this podcast, a little place, my own local darts and things.
course.
Darts and things.
How could I forget it?
This is going somewhere, I promise. So Darts and Things
It's going to darts.
is
and
my
things.
local dart shop that really
Sure.
exists. A brick and mortar shop called Darts and Things.
So good.
They basically sell darts and dart related things, not
What
just
is-
random things.
Oh, I see.
So it's like, again, about a mile from my house. And
Sure.
so I was like, I've been so excited to go to Darts and Things. And I've just been waiting till I got my pub. I was like, till I got the dartboard up. And I have a reason to go to a store called Darts and Things.
It's great.
Like, okay. So I'm like, today's the day. I'm going to go to Darts and Things. So I texted Wendy in the morning, because Darts and Things doesn't open till 1. It's open 1 to 7. Only Monday through Friday, 1 to 7.
I love this place.
So it's very niche. So I text Wendy in the morning. I was like, hey, would you want to come over this afternoon? We'll go to Darts and Things. It's like a whole thing. Like, do you want to go with me to Darts and Things? It's exciting, right? She's like, yeah. So we're like, all right, we'll make a day of it. And so we're like, all right. So right next to Darts and Things. And the only reason I knew Darts and Things existed was because it's next to this restaurant and bar called Springbok.
Oh, I
which is-
love the Springbok.
Yeah. So you've been there?
Of course. We
Oh,
talked about
okay.
it.
Oh,
I did
yeah.
it at like 2 a.m. and watched rugby.
Yeah, so they're
But
just
it's in
open
that-
all the time until
That
watch.
little mall across the street, right? Little
Yeah.
strip mall.
Yeah, so
Darts and
they
Things. Got
have they do it's South African, and but they have rugby, they have like cricket, they have soccer, just going like they do all the big events there. It's a
And they
cool
have great
place.
South African food too. Good
Yeah,
pub food.
yeah,
it's really good.
very different menu. So we're like, all right, we'll go. We're gonna eat first because we're both like hungry at that point. And we're gonna get some drinks. How fun will it be? We're gonna get some beers, and then we'll be feeling real good when we walk over to Darts and Things. So we eat our Springbok. First of all, they're out of samosas. I was so upset because I had literally been thinking about
No.
samosas for like days,
Come
and I
on.
saw it on their menu, and I was very excited. So then we're like, all right, woo, we're all fed and happy. We're gonna go try a Space Dust IPA. Woo. And so we walk over. And we're so excited. There's a car out front of Darts and Things, like people in it. We're like, oh man, so excited. Go there, pull on the door, and it's closed. At this point, it's like 3 p.m. or something. And I was like, what the hell? I was like, did they just step? Maybe, and I'm trying to rationalize it in my head. I'm like, maybe they just stepped out. Maybe they had to go do something really quick. We'll be right back. And then we look down and there's like a pile of mail on the inside of the door. We're like, no, it was probably like a week's worth of like business mail. It wasn't
shit.
like stacked to the ceiling.
Okay.
But then these 2 people sit in the car. And then maybe I got another flash. It's like, maybe these are the owners. Okay, that's them. They're just coming back right now. Right. Then they're like, that place hasn't been open for 3 years.
No.
What? And me and went, no, that's what they said.
Yeah.
And we were like, no, because the reason we knew it was there, because last time we went to Springbok, we saw it and it was open and
Okay.
it had customers in it.
Okay.
And the door was open and there's things. And we were like, oh my God, there's really darts and things in there. So
Look, there's darts
we're like,
and things.
no. And I was like, no, I've seen it open. And they're like, oh, well, we asked that we're here. Like they came there special to go. And they're like, we asked the shop next to it because there's like a gym right there. And they said it hasn't been open in 3 years.
Okay, well, that's
I was like, well,
a
we
lie.
saw it open like 2 months ago
That's a lie.
with our own eyes. So
It's
and there's-
disappointing, right? When you expect something's going to be
Yeah.
there and then it doesn't happen. You've been wanting
and there
to
was
do
stuff
it, and
like
then
all
it's
the stuff
gone.
was still there. It's not like the store was empty. It's
No.
like the darts.
They
and the
definitely
things.
had been there in 3 years. There was
Yeah.
stuff. And there was about,
The
yeah, you
darts-
said a week's worth of mail.
a week's worth of business mail. You know, like
Yeah.
some junk in there and some,
Sure.
you know. But yeah, I was so disappointed, and I am a little embarrassed to say how disappointed I was about not being able to go to darts and things. But I had built up so much in my mind. I wanted to support a local business. I wanted to support a niche shop such as darts and things.
Sure.
And I had a valid reason to go to darts and things. I needed their product.
You
I
needed
didn't want- I
darts
didn't want to
and
order it.
things.
I didn't want to order another thing on Amazon.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
I
So
get
very
it.
disappointed. But then after the darts and things debacle,
Why
we're
didn't you go
walking back.
Why don't you go to darts and other stuff right down the street?
Their competitor drove them out of business. You know, we're walking back. We're like, hey, wait, how close are we to that warehouse right now? And Wendy's like, oh, look up the address. Put in the address. It's literally, if you know,
Literally.
Springbok is on
Literally.
Valjean, like Valjean on and Victory, like on the
Sure.
corner of like we park on Valjean.
Mhm.
The address of this warehouse was on Valjean,
No
on the other
way.
side of Van Owen.
That's
So all we
insane.
had to do was
It's
we
on
went around the
Valjean.
Beltway.
That's crazy.
If you don't know Wendy, then you don't know how she will downright refuse to take a left-hand turn in Los Angeles when there is not.
Oh,
a
I've been
stoplight.
in the car with Wendy.
Lord. So I was like, no, you can just. Well, first of all, we knew we weren't going to
make
try
a-
to cross Van
make a
Owen at
bunch of
4:30
rights.
on a Friday. Well, there's no light. You're not gonna. It's not going to happen to cross all the way. And I was like, but
Okay.
look here at Victory, they've got to protect the left-hand lane. And so we spent like 5 minutes fighting about that. She's like, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to go around the block. And I was like, I'll do it. She's like, fine, then you do it. You do the left turn. And I was like, there's a protected lane, and then you take it to the light. And so I drove us the extra block. If we wouldn't have had a cross van, it's like right there. We could have basically like
Could have
seen it
seen it,
almost
yeah.
down, right? And so we got in the car, took a left turn off from Valjean onto Victory.
Okay.
It's a protected lane. It worked beautifully.
Uh-huh.
Then we went down Woodley because we had to go around the block.
Sure,
Took
yeah.
a left on Van Owen and then a right on Valjean.
Perfect.
Wendy, how did it feel?
It was like just watching, like seeing sort of a relic of great historical importance. I mean, it's something else now.
Is there a plaque there?
No, well, at least not from where we were.
Like an
I mean,
architecture
it's
firm
just
now?
an
There
old
should
warehouse.
be a plaque.
Well, there might be
We
somewhere.
could make one.
But
What's
I mean,
what's the address?
just a building, but it's just cool to know that that was the birthplace
Yeah.
of all the things.
It
Let's
looks
see,
like
it
a-
is.
Now it's an architecture firm. There's like a nice sign, but it looks like nice, you know, but they bought the whole building. And so if I was that firm and I knew anything about that, you better fucking believe I'm putting all sorts of signs like the birthplace of ILM and
Hell yeah.
like this is where imagination lives you know,
Aw,
like, in
that's
architecture especially. It's pretty cool. But anyway, hopefully they do. No.
Well, the webpage I had gotten it from, for some reason now it's not. It's
I-
not showing, so I don't
found
know.
it. 6846 Valjean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
it's
just a
but,
building.
you know, it's just a
Crazy.
building, but it's the fact that, man, just something so cool was
It's
born there.
it's historic.
Just people just figuring it out. It's very,
Well,
very cool to see. in
Making
my
water
Star Wars.
slides. In
Yeah.
the parking
I mean,
lot.
the Death Star, the top of the Death Star, the size of the Death Star were shot out in that parking lot.
That's so
you know?
cool. Yeah,
So-
I will definitely be watching that docuseries. It sounds, yeah, I can't
Now
wait
that
to
you're
watch
done
it.
with your Arrow binge, you can
Yeah, looking forward
get
to
into
it.
other things. But yeah, it was very cool to see the fact that it was just so close. I mean, I drive by it every day.
It's so funny.
Oh, not every day, but when I go to Terrace, I do.
Yeah,
I
often
drive by
enough.
it every day.
You do. You do.
And
That's
Wendy,
really cool.
Wendy, how did it feel when I took that left turn?
It was fine. It was fine. People here are crazy. I don't like trying to turn left. I don't have to.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I wouldn't either, but I just knew the traffic pattern.
Let me tell you
Okay,
this.
good for you.
When we were driving home from the League of Their Own screening, Wendy, I'm pretty sure you made a left-hand turn to get onto Highland from Hollywood Boulevard, the worst intersection in all
Maybe,
of
but
Los
there was
Angeles.
probably a stoplight.
Well, you did it like a champ.
Look, if there's a stoplight, I'm fine. I just don't like to turn left and have to cross all that traffic.
Yeah.
See.
'Cause,
Well,
you know, I can,
You're still a hero in my
Dicey.
book. You know who else is a hero? Black Canary.
well, yeah. Mm. No.
Terry, you watched the spinoff, the Game of Thrones spinoff, House of Dragons.
Yeah, I think it's House of the Dragon.
Okay.
You know, minor detail.
Whatever. Wendy, did you watch it too, or not yet?
you know what? I started the first episode, but
Okay.
it was one of those. It was late, and I had to go to sleep, so
Got
I
it.
didn't. And it was
Same
like an
here.
hour left of it, so I didn't want to stay up.
Same here. So I think we should. Well, as a podcast, we're gonna watch this.
We'll
right?
watch it. I
Okay.
really enjoyed. I won't spoil anything. I won't go too far. But I really enjoyed the pilot. I think it was generally well received. It was their biggest HBO's biggest premiere. I mean, it surpassing
That's
anything Game of Thrones.
Crazy.
But it felt really nice to be back in the world. Loved the music. What's the composer's name, Wendy?
Ramin, I think it's pronounced Ramin Djawadi.
And
Djawadi.
where do you originally know him
He was the composer for Person of Interest.
from?
So boom.
Yeah,
And he does Westworld as well.
Yeah, and
Wow.
Game of Thrones. So he did
Awesome.
the original Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
He's
So he's
back for this.
really not doing much these days.
Yeah, he's a struggling artist. Really glad they gave him a chance. But no, he's fantastic. And he did such a good job of he kind of blended the like da na 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 and like some cool other themes kind of intertwined it, but he kept like
Nice.
bringing back that. It was that little hook was really cool.
Love it.
Music's beautiful, everything about it was beautiful. Lots of violence, like
Of course.
gore out the front door. Okay.
Oh.
Real, like a lot. They're like, we're going all in, and
Okay.
lots of sex,
Oh, great. I mean,
There's
that's
gonna be
what we're here
some-
for.
incestuous things going on this year. If you know
Really?
anything about the story, oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, Game of
Again?
Thrones, you always knew that that these guys, especially this particular family,
Got it.
their bloodlines, they got to keep the bloodlines pure.
Sure.
It
in the family.
I'm not supporting that,
You're not condoning.
but yeah. So definitely some creepy uncle vibes in there, but I guess it's okay in this particular forum. But
I
if you know the
guess.
story, the story is based off of kind of like a world building guide or book that what's his face made. So it's another story that you can read. R.R. Martin, George R.R. Martin,
Right. That guy.
that guy who hasn't finished his original series,
That's
book series.
weird. Come on,
So
dude.
he's getting up there. He better hurry it along, or at least leave his notes for someone to finish it.
Yes. Do we have the password to his
story.
computer?
So yeah, I liked it. I mean, it's out just like Game of Thrones, at least up until book 5. You knew what theoretically, I mean, the show took liberties, but can happen.
You
So
saw
it's the
what was
same with
going
this.
on.
Like you
Yeah.
can see, it's basically it focuses on, the Targaryens and House of the Dragon, because it focuses on this other story of essentially the Dance with Dragons and their big civil war, if you will. Their
cool.
fight for power within their own house versus who was kind of appointed the heir versus other people that wanted to take that and thought they had claim to it. So it's kind of this ensuing battle that takes many years.
Okay.
And yeah, so it's, they got plenty of content. I did kind of miss, at least in the pilot, and I'm sure they're going to expand as they go. But I miss being introduced to all the different houses and just kind of the different scenery. You had Winterfell, and then you were in King's Landing, and all the different places it went. So this stayed it stayed in King's Landing, because that's where they were ruling at the time. So the Targaryens are in rule. So I'm hoping, it looks like from the trailer that they released after the pilot, like what to expect this season. It looks like maybe it goes other places, but
Cool.
I hope they show up in Winterfell, and
I'm sure they will.
there were some fun cameos from some Starks and but it was all in the castle, basically pledging their fealty to, to the Targaryens. So there's lots of cool callbacks. But again, I don't want to spoil it if you haven't seen it, but it seems really good. I'm excited for it.
Well, we'll talk about it. It'll be on our list. Okay, great. Guys, we have a mail sack. Should we jump into it?
Yeah.
Sure. I'm fighting a cat.
No.
He's got plenty of places he can go, and he only wants to go to the places I don't want him
It's
to go.
Gizmo.
Oh,
It's
Giz.
Gizmo.
He's
He's
been
a
making
good boy,
cameos
but
his last couple episodes.
he knocks
deaf.
things down, and come on.
But he's
I know.
deaf.
Oh,
He doesn't know.
he's still annoying.
He thinks
I
that
love
you're
him.
summoning him to you.
Aww.
No, that's not what I'm doing. Yes, well,
He doesn't know
so
that.
anyway, so he's gonna sit right here.
Oh, yay.
Oh,
Oh,
he's
he's
so
so cute.
cute.
He's so cute.
I know.
He's a
Yes,
white little
I
kitty
love
with
you
blue
too,
eyes.
Gizmo.
He is
Beautiful.
he looks just like my cat, Duncan. But Gizmo is very bright white, and he's got blue eyes. He looks like the Night King. Speaking of Game of Thrones.
Oh, good call.
Yeah. He's got kind of like a long face, blue eyes. Very cute.
He's not.
And he's deaf. He
cute.
doesn't.
Oh, he's a
Oh.
little sweetie.
He's so cute when he sleeps because you can kind of sneak up on him.
Oh.
He doesn't- and you don't want to scare him.
That's the nice part. You can do all sorts of stuff and not wake him
You
up.
can vacuum.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
but
good.
he's
That's handy.
so sweet.
Oh,
I took
What a
Charlie over
sweetheart.
there a couple of weeks ago, and he just really wanted to know what Charlie was all about until Charlie got a little close. And then he was
Uh-oh.
like, no.
because he's
He's too big.
'cause Charlie's so sweet, though, right? Like Charlie doesn't
yeah.
get.
Charlie's-
She's good with cats, so
Yeah.
she's just big.
Oh my God. I'm going to have to post some cat dog loving footage.
Please do this.
Charlie and my cat Duncan are already best friends.
Yay!
And
That's so cool.
Duncan is very loving, kind of like Gizmo. He kind of wants to be in your business, and whenever Charlie comes in the room, he gets up from wherever he is. He goes down to if he's on the bed, he kind of goes to the edge so Charlie can put her face up there, and then they just nuzzle faces and they groom each other.
That's so cute.
And then Charlie cleans his ear, and then I go to pet Duncan, and his whole head is covered in drool. And if Charlie starts walking away, Charlie's drinking right now, by the way. You can hear that.
No.
Duncan leans back in, don't go. Keep up.
I love it. Oh,
Yeah.
Wendy, are you okay?
Duncan's trying to pull me down.
Who? Gizmo?
Gizmo, yeah.
Did you not see the
Grabbed me and
paw?
Trying to. Oh boy.
Then he bit the headphone cable
Oh,
and pulled
boy.
it down.
Boy.
So anyway,
Gizmo.
You gotta post those those videos, Tara.
Well,
People have to
it's
see it.
adorable. Charlie still
right,
does
let's
not.
go.
I posted a picture of Charlie's new slow feeder bowl. She's still not getting it. She gets most of the food out of there, but she's every time I put it down, she's like, "Really?
What is this?
Gonna
shit?
make me work for this shit?
What the fuck? Haven't I been through enough?
Pour it into my mouth." She's even licking it, and every time she looks back up at me, this is embarrassing.
How dare you?
She's like, "Somebody needs to put your food to slow feeder bowl, Mom."
See how you like it. Who wants to go first? We have a relatively small sack this week.
Yeah, I think Wendy, you're on the rundown first. Stick with the rundown, folks.
Well, sorry.
all right. Well, my first email is from AK, who starts off says, "So that was weird. Haven't had your sack to myself in ages."
Oh.
Tugging at it gently.
Hello.
Wonder
Oh.
where everybody went.
Ooh,
Thanks,
feels
AK.
nice.
Not too
Oh
hard. not
man,
too hard.
I haven't had time to watch any of League of Their Own yet, and now I really want to. It just jumped ahead of She-Hulk on my list thanks to your deeply accurate and official dive into the show. I was going to do that this weekend, but instead I've ended up in my parents' loft playing silly buggers with junk spiders, pipe lagging, and fiberglass insulation. Oh, the joy. Reckon you lot might be having a bit more fun. So many cons, so little times. You girls just like to keep busy, don't you? So tell us all about it. I bet there were some brilliant and really well thought out questions asked, right? Oh, yes.
Thanks for bringing it up.
You heard our stories. Okay, once more into the loft, dear friends. Once more, AK.
Kat, you had so many brilliant questions ready to go.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, so sorry.
I mean, you guys like them. You guys seem to like them. So somebody saw them.
Yeah. Yeah. They're awesome. All right. Katie's loss. You know.
I agree.
You get to witness your brilliance.
I bet she feels so bad.
All right. We got one from Beck. As Gizmo passes back and forth in front of the camera.
He's so cute. When he's so annoyed.
Beck says, "Hey, nerds."
Hey, Beck.
Hey, Beck.
Oh, boy. Big news. I put my 2 weeks notice in for my sucky job. I'm nearly a free woman. I feel lighter already.
Yes.
More big news. I found a way to force you to be interested in Camp Cretaceous. It has queer content now. In the second half of the last season, 2 of the girls admit they have feelings for each other, and it's so damn cute. It even flashes forward like 3 years in the last ep, and they're still together.
That's so cute.
Wow, very cool.
That's awesome.
As a licorice lover and fish owner, interesting time, I feel personally attacked after your last episode. How dare you all judge fish so harshly? So you can't take them out and play with them. Big deal. You can do something even better. Sit and watch them swim around in circles. Also, just because licorice is an old man treat doesn't make it not delicious. And as an added bonus, if you eat enough, you will change the color of your poop. Oh, boy.
Okay.
Sorry, Wendy.
Why are you calling me out on that?
Wow. It's a poop knife.
Poop knife.
We're
Poop
talking
knife.
about poop.
I like I'm some expert.
Well, we don't know. I was really saddened by the news of Anne Heche.
Oh, my God.
I wasn't really a big fan of hers. I can only name a couple of things she was in, and I've seen even less. It will probably come as no surprise to everyone that I love disaster films. I can so clearly remember sitting down with my dad in 1997 and watching Volcano for the first time. Dante's Peak also came out that year. I was definitely way too young to watch them. The grandma in Dante's Peak jumping into that acid lake and the lady in Volcano being swallowed up by the steam still haunts me today.
Oh, no.
Watching Volcano changed everything for me. It did for disasters what Jurassic Park did for dinosaurs, creating a lifelong obsession. So now, 25 years later, that movie and the people in it hold a special place in my heart. Look at me go, being serious for once. Love you guys. Back. So a couple things.
Yeah. I mean, definitely, we completely forgot to mention the Anne Heche news. What do you say that hasn't been said, just beyond tragic? And, she had a lot of issues. She had a lot of demons that she was fighting her whole life, and just so tragic. And I feel really, she's got kids, and she leaves so many friends and family, obviously. So just an awful story. And, what do you say?
Yeah. It's an awful situation. And yeah, I mean, what happened above being tragic, also, there's a lot of judgment around it, and like you said, a lot of demons, but you always want someone to have a chance to overcome that. And it's so terrible what happened, and the way it happened. I mean, nobody wants that. Nobody should have to have anyone that they love or know go through that, and it's just terrible.
It's tragic.
So I have some other comments on Volcano.
Please.
So Volcano, that stuck out to me as well. Do you know who else is in Volcano?
No.
No.
Gabby Hoffman is in Volcano. It's like one of her first movies where she's kind of like, she was in Now and Then, one of my other favorite movies with one Christina Ricci, Know Her. So it's had a little thing for Gabby Hoffman too. And this was like Gabby Hoffman, now she's like a teenager. kind of
Got
young
it.
teen. And yeah, I liked it. It was a good one. It holds a lot of memories in 1997 for sure.
I get it. And I feel
yeah.
like Volcano was the better of those two movies.
Yeah.
I feel like Volcano was a better movie than Dante's Peak.
Yeah, it was kind of like they came out at the same time, but it was
Yeah.
kind of always like, Volcano was the.
That was a jam.
Yeah.
Who else was in Volcano? Which one had Tommy Lee Jones?
I
think that's
think
Volcano.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Dante's
Because
Peak was Pierce
she
Brosnan.
played.
Oh yeah, okay.
She played his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
And just to remind everybody, Beck's talking about we talked about pets, specifically cats, with Kiana Teresa, but we asked Kiana like, what's the worst pet, and she did say fish. So I think that's where that comes from. So Beck, you should really look for an apology from Kiana Teresa.
Your beef is with Kiana.
She called them decorate. I was like, well, if it's not a pet, what is it? She's like, it's more like decoration. It's not a bad answer. Guys, we have some honest to goodness snail mail.
All right.
Love the snail.
I went to the old P.O. box.
P.O. box.
And this was there.
It's a box.
It's a large box.
Thank God it's still there.
I
Anne didn't get her hands on it.
I know. That's sneaky Anne Heche. No. Anne Hicks. Sorry. That's sneaky Anne Hicks Bleecker. Oh my. Okay, so this is there's a card. I'm going to open it right now. It's just a cool sort of Art Deco-y design on the front.
Oh.
What's up, Snop? Thought of you instantly when I saw these in the auction.
What?
Is she talking about the fucking herb auction?
What other auction would there be?
3 of them. Perfect for the Snop girls.
no.
Oh my goodness. Fucking hilarious. Apparently the Winona folks actually had coffee in them at some point and didn't wash them afterwards, so they must be dirty. Wow, I'm so excited. You gals 100% deserve a shared treasure from one of our favorite fandoms. Oh my God. Thanks so much for all you do to keep Winona alive in our hearts and keep the world fucking primed for season 5. Take care, babes. Love, Liz in LA. Liz, you're just unbelievable.
What?
Wow.
I still have beer in the
Open it.
fridge from Liz.
Wow, this is cool. All right. Oh God, I need the scissors.
What?
This is.
It's exciting.
I am just fucking speechless. Liz, you're too much, man.
Talking about going above and beyond.
Liz, as if you haven't done enough for us, and they are absolutely still dirty. That's hilarious. Sorry, this ASMR might be good or might be bad. I don't know.
Looks like a fancy
They
little
are
mug.
absolutely dirty. It's the Bunny Loblaw for
my
PTA
God.
mugs. And
That is amazing.
There are
So
3
much.
of them. We each get
This
our
is-
own Bunny Loblaw
I love it.
for
I
PTA
love it.
mug.
That is
Bunny
funny.
Wow.
Loblaw for PTA.
You guys.
Oh my God.
That
We
is
got
fantastic.
matching
Thank
mugs.
you so much.
Wow.
Liz, and look how dirty it is.
Oh my God.
Delicious.
They did not even bother cleaning them out.
Cool.
wonder-
That's just authentic.
I mean, I wonder, we got to figure out which scenes
That's
these
like-
were in and who would have
Yeah.
been drinking out of them.
Oh my God. Liz.
Liz,
Thank you so much.
You're a crazy person. So here's the certificate of authenticity. Okay, 3 white coffee cups with stickers reading Bunny Loblaw for PTA. 1 given to Rachel by Billy. In the diner. So in season 4,
Oh, fun.
Billy and Rachel are comparing, like swapping finds. One of them, yes, absolutely, it's a Bunny Loblaw for PTA mug. Wow, I'm blown away.
Wow.
I'm blown away.
Wow.
This is so
Amazing. That's so
this is
special.
so special. Thank you.
Thank you, Liz.
Liz,
Thank
we
you very
we
much.
have to
That's
hang out
so
with
cool.
Liz.
Yes.
Above and beyond. Wow, I'm speechless.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
That's going in the pod pub.
Oh
for
hell
sure.
yeah, that is.
Oh, for sure.
I
So
don't know if
cool.
I'll drink out of it, but
I would wash it
I'm
first.
gonna leave the dirt. I'm gonna leave it in there. You leaving the dirt? The backwash.
Wow. That's really fucking cool. We got some nerd news. Should we do some nerd news?
Nerd news, nerd news. I repeat, we have breaking nerd news. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like this nerd news.
It's not
but-
great. Well, there's some good and there's some bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our favorite Kiwi show is coming back. My Life is Sorry, Wendy, you should be saying. You should be talking about
My life is murder.
It's coming back to... It's going to air, obviously, in New Zealand first, but then we get it on Acorn TV not until October. So we got to wait a little bit for that. The trailer looks really fun. It's just more of the same fun, quirky, low-stakes goodness that you want it to
Good
be.
times. Good times.
But then, today, I saw the first... I was up early this morning. I saw this on Twitter, and I sent it to you guys this morning. There's an article on is it some sort of New Zealand Herald. Yikes, that's a big one. This article is talking to Lucy about her career and about the new, the premiere of the new season of My Life is Murder. And it's
My life is mad.
nonchalantly, Lucy drops this bit of information. I think Alexa, do you want to do the accent, Wendy? Do you want to do this?
Oh my god. Okay. Well, let me.
You got to get to the article.
Let me find
pretty
it. I think Alexa may well be my last role. This is it. I love her, and I'll keep doing her for a little while. I don't have a dream of acting out there. For right now, Alexa is it, and I enjoy it, and I'm proud of the work, and I love the way my city looks in My Life is Murder. I'm proud of Auckland, and nobody ever got to see her looking so good before.
Oh, that's very sweet. So yeah, kind of
Well
nonchalant.
done, Wendy. Good
I know,
job.
it's pretty good. That
Thank you.
Alexa might be the last time we ever see Lucy acting. Which I can't believe that.
The Xena movie.
I mean, let's just hope this show stays on for like 20 years. Then we're solid. I love the show. I can't wait.
Yeah.
It's like become like a comfort show. Like reminds me a lot of Psych and Monk, kind of that vibe. And I just love
imagine
her.
They'll do
in
it as long as she wants to do it.
As long as people are watching, and as long as Lucy wants to do it. Especially now being in Auckland, I'm sure it's so much easier for her.
I mean, I'm sure every now and then, like Sam Raimi will call, hey, I got this part for you.
Right.
Like she can't say no to acting forever.
I bet she won't want to do like a very difficult long film project or series, but I could see her popping up. somewhere.
Cameos every now and then.
Well, she's getting behind the camera for some stuff.
That's true. Why don't we talk about that?
So she kind of likes sleeping in and not having to do makeup. But I guess she's doing. Do we ever figure out if it's a scripted or
she
documentary?
says documentary making is not a comfortable world. So yeah, it looks like she's
it's about
producing a
someone named
documentary.
Margaret Moth, who was the first female camera operator employed by state television in New Zealand, and she suffered a life-threatening injury when she was shot by a sniper in Sarajevo in 1992.
Insane.
So that's got to be a crazy story. But Lucy's doing a documentary.
Yeah, it sounds like
about
she
her.
might be directing and producing it. It's hard to. She doesn't really say, but she's involved somehow.
She's going to be doing whatever she wants because she's Lucy Lawless.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go.
Cool.
We'll see. Again, she'll be back.
Makes me sad, but I mean, I'm glad she's doing a show she loves and that she's such a key part of. She's not on a show where she's just an actor. I don't know that she would ever even do a show anymore, ever, where she was just the actress that shows up.
Right.
Like, I feel like she's always had some huge part of it, producing and otherwise. But so hopefully it'll last a while. Like you said, hopefully she'll do this for a while. But I don't want her to just stop acting. And her acting was like why we're all here.
Pretty much.
Friends, and just weird to go from like, man, it just seems like yesterday we were hanging out and doing Xena things and watching Xena and Lucy this and Lucy that. What's she doing next? And then to get to this point in our lives where it's like, might not act anymore.
What the hell?
Lucy, don't.
We need you, Lucy.
I just like to know she's out there working on something.
It's comforting, right?
So,
Well, big news for you, especially Wendy. Some big movies are coming back to IMAX.
oh, that was from last week.
Are they
Did
gone
we talk
now?
about that already?
No, we never talked about it.
Oh, we never did.
Not on air.
Pardon me. Pardon me, please
that was
continue.
behind the scenes.
So sorry.
Like I was
So sorry.
saying, Wendy, are you excited about E.T. and Rogue One coming back to IMAX theaters?
I am. I mean, I don't know when I'm gonna go, but I'd love to see both.
Yeah, Wendy's
who
been
knows
trying to
when that's gonna
organize
happen.
for us to go. I
Not
just I don't
that
think
hard.
yeah.
It's up to y'all. I'm free whenever. Y'all never have time.
I think
to do
I would
anything
love
with
to see Rogue One. Never have time. Okay.
I just wait around for y'all to have free time.
Oh,
'cause
boy.
I never do anything.
Oh,
wow.
Y'all are my only friends here.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
boy.
geez.
Oh, well, sad
No,
story.
he lives 3 hours
Yeah,
away.
no, it lives quite a ways away.
Or an hour. I don't know.
Yeah. If you don't have a friend within a 10-mile radius, or 30-mile even, that's outside of that. That's just kind of your close. That's basically a next door neighbor in LA.
That's true.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm looking to see how long. Okay, so Rogue One is only nearby till August 31st. So, must we go today?
You might need to just go.
Yeah.
Honestly, if
Just go.
God forbid you miss it because of us.
I'll probably
Yeah.
go without y'all.
Okay.
Yeah, I would just go for you.
Yeah, but that's cool.
That's great. I love it when they bring old movies back into the theater, especially IMAX. Oh my God, are you kidding?
Yeah.
So cool.
I've heard it's pretty cool. And then they've got a scenes from Endor that they're showing as well.
Cool. That'll be
like,
fun.
Part of it. Yeah.
Very cool.
And for both movies or Rogue One?
For Rogue One.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Because they're obviously tying that in.
All right,
movie.
other breaking news, sort of.
Uh-oh.
And I'm torn.
horrible
This
news,
is
horrible
this is
news.
Tara, and I love candy corn. I'll stand up in front of a room and say that. But
Would you
this
ask
just
that at a
seems
panel?
like, yeah, this just seems like a travesty.
Excessive.
Okay. Last year
Unnecessary.
we, for some reason, tried the Thanksgiving flavored
For some reason.
candy corn, which was
Had
an
to.
abomination on its own. Here we have this year we get hot dog flavored candy corn as part of this new tailgate mix. Tailgate candy corn. I guess Thanksgiving just wasn't enough. They want to really extend it.
Ruin everything else.
Tailgate. Jesus, here are the flavors.
Tailgate season's upon us.
Fruit punch. Okay, fair
Okay.
enough. Vanilla ice cream. Sounds okay, but
Okay.
in candy corn, I'm not sure.
Here we go.
Oh, God.
Shit's getting weird.
Hot dog. Hamburger. Are you barfing yet? 'Cause I am.
Ugh.
And popcorn. Okay, I'm interested in the popcorn.
I don't like popcorn jelly beans. Like, this seems worse.
No, I don't either.
It's not right. So what
None
I
of
think,
this is right.
What I think we're gonna do is we're gonna get a bag of these. We're gonna pick out all the hot dog ones, and we're gonna,
Ugh.
I'll eat the hot
we're gonna
dog.
get a bun, and we're gonna put all the hot dog candy corns into the bun, and we're gonna take a big bite.
All of them. Oh, gross.
What do you think?
I mean, honestly, it doesn't sound really that much more disgusting than even one of them. At least the bread, maybe will offset it a little
Put a
bit.
little ketchup on there.
Oh my God, that's my worst fucking nightmare.
That is her worst.
Some relish.
Trigger warning.
Mustard.
I have issues with condiments, especially the K word.
Sorry, mustard. Is that better?
No,
You don't like mustard on a
know
hot
me
dog?
at all? Are you kidding me?
I don't.
Do you
I-
know me at
I
all?
only
I
like
have had
mustard
to
on
have talked about this. I
Let's get
eat
into
my
it.
hot dogs
Plain.
with cheese.
Okay, I respect that. And that's
That
it.
is all.
No onions,
I
relish,
eat my hamburgers
ketchup.
with cheese. I eat my French fries
Oh, you're one of those
Plain?
people.
or with ranch dressing. I can't stand the look of ketchup and mustard. I can't stand the smell of ketchup and mustard.
Tara, who hurt you?
My mother,
Oh.
she had
Oh no,
a daycare growing up, and I was overexposed
ketchup everywhere.
to the disgusting antics of children and condiments. Gross.
Kids are the worst.
They are.
So I'm going to paint a scenario for you. We're at a club. We're clubbing. Katrina Law has just helped you pick up a bartender. And we've had a couple of drinks. We're in a good place. Things are great. It's midnight. We decide we're going home. We go outside to the corner. There is someone selling street meat, which is bacon wrap. It's a LA thing. Bacon wrapped hot dog with everything on it, including peppers, onions, mustard, ketchup, and mayo.
Oh, mayo too. Ugh.
I'm buying one. Are you in?
No.
It is like the food
No.
of the gods. If you're drunk,
Why would
street meat.
Absolutely not. I thought you were going to be like this girl will only go out with you if you eat this. Still no.
The
Fuck her.
bartender from
Hell no.
yesterday comes
No.
up to you and is like,
Nope. It's a deal breaker.
Really?
I won't do it. No, I won't do
"That's
it.
a deal breaker."
No, I will not do it.
She's like, "I will go on a date with you if you take a bite of this hot dog."
No. Okay. No.
Tara.
I wouldn't. I would
Tara.
not.
Wendy.
No
I don't know how
person you
hot.
want
I don't
to
know
date
how
would
hot
make-
she was.
Thank you, Wendy. No person I want to date would force me to do something that absolutely
I've
nauseates me.
seen her nausea.
Way
and
to
it's not-
ruin the game.
Nope. Nope. Big nope.
Okay.
By the way, did you know that they also have a taco truck jelly bean from Brock's?
Ugh.
Margarita,
Brock's,
churro,
stop.
salsa, guacamole,
Ugh.
beef taco, and I can't read the last one.
Brock's, just
Something
stop.
with a H.
I
I
mean,
don't
this is
recognize.
not candy corn. This isn't candy corn. These
They
are
do have
just
jelly.
candy
Tara.
corn flavored jelly beans. That's what these are.
Let
Or
me
shaped,
let me turn
candy
this
corn shaped.
let me turn this ship around for you, Tara.
Horchata.
Horchata, yeah.
Oh, sorry. I just stole
They
your
do
phone.
also have funfetti jelly beans. I know you like your funfetti.
I do love funfetti, but I don't know. The jelly bean flavors of things just ain't right.
I'll try a horchata jelly bean. And churro. Churro sounds good.
Okay. Yeah, the dessert one sounds okay.
See, jelly beans, I'm not as opposed to as candy corn.
Candy corn's like girthier too, so you're kind of getting more of it a little
Exactly.
bit.
It's too much. It's too much.
Just let candy corn be. It's perfect in its own
Debatable.
perfect shape.
Okay.
One more food note. Did you see that Oscar Mayer is releasing a cold hot dog popsicle? Hot dog with mustard. I have no idea if it's a real.
Why would
It's
they
a hot
do
dog
that?
flavored popsicle.
That's fucking disgusting. So basically, you're sucking on hot dog water.
Fucking disgusting. Hot dog water is one of the most horrifying
yeah, it is
thoughts
gross.
to me.
Says we are thrilled to bring fans another wonderfully odd way to enjoy our iconic wiener while beating the summer heat. I just like that they called it the iconic wiener. So
Does the motto suck on this?
On that note,
well, someone put it up and they asked people to vote if it was stupid or genius, and so many people said genius. They're like, all right, we'll make it.
I think they're fucking with them. That's not.
No, we had it on our news. They're coming out
Oh
with
God.
this wiener sickle.
Okay, hold on. Is it really? Is it just a hot dog water sickle, or is it a frozen hot
No,
dog?
I think it's.
Oh, don't let it be
hot
frozen
dog.
hot. It cannot.
I don't know which is worse. I think I'd rather just have a frozen hot dog than hot dog water.
Apparently, that those are things people eat. The cold hot dog. It's a thing,
And you said it's Oscar Mayer.
and I have done it.
I mean, listen, in a pinch, I'll eat a cold hot dog,
But
not
I'm
a
not
frozen
sure-
hot dog.
Not literally water frozen.
No.
I'm not
with
sure
hot
what
dog
it's made of. Honestly,
water flavor.
It tastes like a smoky hot.
Oh,
Or maybe it's ice cream actually that tastes like a wiener. I don't know.
It
it's
looks
all bad. It's all bad.
So I saw. Okay, I found the picture. It's on all the big news sites.
Right.
It looks like
had it.
a hot dog flavored popsicle, not a hot dog. Like
Right.
a frozen
It's not a hot dog on a stick.
No.
It's a flavored.
It's called cold dog. Frozen pop flavored like an Oscar Mayer wiener, and it's fucking disgusting. Why are they?
Yeah, I wouldn't
why
eat
are they
it.
doing this? Why do they hate
'Cause-
people?
By the way,
They
just so you don't go
can.
around town looking for this tailgate corn, it's exclusively at Walgreens.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what it says. So don't go, everywhere thinking you're going to find it.
Well, I won't then. I'll go to Walgreens.
Walgreens is the chosen one to carry this,
That tracks.
special, delectable treat.
By the way,
Mm.
when you look at the looking at the tailgate candy corn story, it's on foodandwine.com.
It was classy.
Ugh.
The hard-hitting food news from foodandwine.com.
It's food news. What else are they going to report on?
Anyway.
Food news.
Food news.
All right. What will you eat? What will you not eat? Tell us on the Twitter at Snot Podcast with 1D.
Or on Facebook and Instagram at She Nerds Out Podcast.
You can send us an email at shenerdsout@gmail.com. You can go to shenerdsout.com for one-stop snopping. Or if you want to send us a one-of-a-kind Winona Earp auction item, you can send that to, actually three-of-a-kind, what am I saying? Send that to SNOP, P.O. Box 6732, Burbank, California, 91510.
Rock on. All right. I'm going to go grab me a cold wiener sickle out of the fridge. Till next time. She nerds out.
Out.
Suck on that.
Whoa.
She nerds out. We're girls that like nerdy things. Nerdy things.
I am the justice you can't run from, and apparently I'm not coming to the panel.